Saturday night, yeah, it's the Mizzle A show, yeah, the Mizzle A show, yeah, Mizzle A show, yeah, the Mizzle A show, it's the Mizzle A show, yeah, the Mizzle A show, yeah, Mizzle A show, yeah, the Mizzle A show.
Now, before we get into a lot of wacky stuff that happened, there's two things we want to cover first before we get into it. Number one, even though technically we're 14 minutes past the 16th day of September, but there was a celebration that took place yesterday. As we will both never accept the fact that you're grown, but nonetheless, to my wonderful niece, happy birthday, girly. Hope it was a fun, fantastic day for you and your loved ones. Spoiled and loved the heck out of you, and your dad and I love you, even though you will always be baby Nunu to me. I don't care if you don't like the name. I've been calling you that since I've known you, but happy birthday, my lovely niece. We love you, and
how do you force a name on somebody if they don't like it?
Because it's her facial reactions that make it grand and make it spectacular. That's why.
Okay.
But nonetheless, you can say what you like to say about your wonderful daughter and my niece. But happy birthday. Love you.
Yeah, definitely. 24 years old. Shit. Kobe Bryant.
Oh, to be 24 again.
That's a different show.
Yes.
But
go ahead, sir.
Oh no. You go ahead. I was gonna say, just to see from little Nia to grown Nia. So, just hope she had a good day, love her.
Yes, indeed. And then, unfortunately, before we came on the air, we just recently found out that the third child of 9 to the infamous, famous Jackson family, the founder member of the Jackson 5, if you will, one Toriano Jackson, but you know him better as Tito, and confirmed by his nephew, that Tito passed away at the age of 70. Tito was just performing just not even 2 weeks ago in LA with Marlon and Jackie, as the three of them have continued to perform as the Jackson moniker. Obviously, we don't need to say what famous family is from. Obviously, he is the third oldest child, second oldest boy to, of course, Catherine and Joe Jackson. Literally passing away 1 month before what would have been his 71st birthday.
Wow.
Obviously, the infamous story was he learned to play the guitar at 10, broke the guitar. Joseph buys him the guitar, and the rest, as they say, is history. Tito's always been the
in the show too. The American Dream, how he broke the guitar and Joe went to go buy him a new one. Yeah, it was pretty dope. And he made a play too while he was crying.
And don't you break no more. You're going to get more. I'm just like, sheesh, Joe. But nonetheless, Tito was always the quiet brother of the Jacksons. Very quiet, very reserved. Lately, he was getting into his first love, which was blues, which was he finally made a couple of solo albums. But he said the reason why he didn't do it back then was because he wanted to be a dad to his 3 sons. Of course, 3T, the group that came out in the late 90s, that put an album on their own.
Who's playing the uncle? Who's playing their uncle? Which kid is it? One of the sons is playing Michael.
I don't know, but
because it's one of the 3T, isn't it?
No, it might be. I don't know.
Or is it Jermaine's kid? Is it Jermaine?
It might be one of Jermaine's kids, but I mean, I know a Jackson nephew is playing their famous uncle in the Michael biopic, which is coming out sometime.
Looks good from what I've seen too. From what the little snippets or whatever pictures they've been showing, this might be pretty damn good. And they better do it right too.
But certainly,
talking about.
Well, I mean, the unfortunate thing is Michael's not allowed to, in a sense, be a consultant on this movie like NWA was when they were making Straight Outta Compton, because I know that Dre, Cube, Ren, and Yella try to be as accurate as possible, which is kind of hard to do because you don't have the great Eazy-E with us. But certainly want to send our prayers to the Jackson family on the loss of their brother, uncle, son, Tito, of course, from the legendary Jackson family. And well, Mike has some company. He's got his brother to come play guitar up on that big stage in the sky. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, the title of this show definitely goes without saying, because today or yesterday was exactly Bizzarro World in week 2 of the NFL. I mean, again, we call this
Well, if your team lost, it is.
Well, my team is going on 32 years in counting for whatever reason.
That wasn't a jab at your team. That was at any
No,
fan base. It could have been a jab at the Cowboys, too.
Well, needless to say, Stephen A. Smith cannot wait for First Take in a few hours on the worldwide leader. But I mean, just it was just a weird week 2 of
yeah,
NFL
it was.
It was. It just, I mean,
no.
I mean,
but it happens.
It does.
Like just think, the Browns in week 1 looked like they couldn't get anything together besides the defense, right? No. Then they show up and play a good game of fucking football against the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? So
yes. Then
that's why it's a week to week. It's a week.
Then Malik Willis, who hasn't even been there, not even 2 weeks in Green Bay, helps the Packers get a win.
But are we shocked
over the Colts?
Reagan got off the damn airplane and beat my damn team without even knowing the damn playbook. So we're not going to even talk about the man being there under a week.
Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened before. Yes.
The man came off the damn plane with the playbook, and they only ran 2 plays, and he beat the Raiders with 2 plays. So yeah, no, I'm not going to go for that. I can't go for that.
But you know what? I really will say, I think his time, that little time that he spent with the Rams, I think is really contributing to his success in Tampa.
He got coached up.
Yes.
Sean McVay is a very good coach.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We will get into it as we are recapping week 2 of the National Football League. And before we get into this, dear God, NFL, why are you torturing us with Kirk Cousins in primetime and back-to-back weeks? Why? Which it is the Battle of the Birds tonight in Philadelphia between the Eagles and the Falcons, but unfortunately there will be no AJ Brown.
Wait. So we get Kirk Cousins Monday night, and then we get him Sunday night against the Chiefs.
Correct.
Just take my old eyes out right now. Just do it. Wow. And you know what? Never mind. We'll get to that when we talk about the Chiefs, because my goodness, it's starting to get blunt. I mean, we already knew it was blunt, but it's starting to get real out of fucking hand with these referees and the goddamn Chiefs. And yes, I said GOT. I didn't say the D. So, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Even with that, making your extra points is very, very important, guys.
Well, hold on. It also goes, and you know what? A7 FL reference, championship points. What was the difference in the championship game?
They matter. 1 point. They matter. All right. So obviously, we talked about what happened in Miami with the Bills getting the win. but speaking of the Browns did enough to get the win in Jacksonville, spoiling the Jaguars home over by a final score of 18-13 as the defense sealed it with a safety.
Crazy scores.
Yeah, very crazy scores. Ford ran the ball a lot better for 64 yards, only on 7 carries. Jerry Jeudy led the Browns in receiving with 5 for 73 yards. As Deontay Foreman also up in the running game, he ran for 42 yards. As Watson took care of the ball. Indeed. But the Browns get on the board after looking atrocious in their home opener in the dog pound, come to Duval and spoil the Jaguars' bidding in Jacksonville. Jeudy had 5 catches for 73 yards. Elijah Moore had 6 for 44. Sunshine struggled throwing the ball, only completed 14 of 30 passes for 220. Travis Etienne ran the ball a lot better. He had 13 carries, 52 yards. Brian Thomas Jr. had 2 catches for 94 yards, but at the end of the day, the Browns were 5 points better as they go to 1-1. Jaguars go to 0-2. And is the sky falling in Duval? We don't know.
It's still only week 2.
8,
The Jaguars tend to start slow, but as the season progresses, they get stronger and stronger. So don't think that because they're 0-2 that they won't pull off a run. They did it last year as well. So,
well, I mean, Doug Peterson is still the head coach, and Doug Peterson still has a Super Bowl win under his resume. So, I mean, if anybody can get right, it can be the Jaguars. Jets on the board in the Aaron Rodgers era as a sneak out of win over the Titans by a final score of 24-17. Yeah, he's pretty good. 14 carries, 62 yards. But I'll tell you what, if they utilize Braylon Allen more, the rookie from Wisconsin, in the run game, don't be fooled by his size. That big fella can run.
Agreed.
If they can utilize those two in the run, if they can utilize those two in the run game, talking about Hall and Allen to take pressure. Yeah, I mean, not that Aaron Rodgers is not afraid of pressure, but afraid of pressure. But if they can get some bounce where Rodgers doesn't have to throw the ball, let's say no more than 30 times a game, and utilize the ground game with these two guys to help set up play action for Lazard and Garrett Williams and the weapons he has, the Jets can do some things. Jets on the board, winning 24-17. Levis was 19-20 for 182, a touchdown interception. Pollard ran the ball for 62 yards. Calvin Ridley finds the end zone for the first time as a Titan, 4 catches for 77 yards.
What a catch that was, too.
It was a tremendous catch. As I don't know how Will Levis got it in between both defenders. I will never know, but great grab by Calvin Ridley to find the end zone as a Titan. But at the end of the day, Rodgers did enough to get the win for the Jets as they're 1-1, winning by a final score of 24-17. And it's a short week for the Jets as they will come back to play the Patriots on Thursday night at home, I believe. And yes, it is at home. No, it is. Yeah, it's at home on a Prime Video this Thursday against the Pats. And speaking of the Pats, a very spirited game, but the Seahawks got enough to get the win in overtime as we have our first overtime game of the season, 23-20, as the Seahawks go to 2-0. Geno Smith throws for 327 yards and a touchdown. Charbonnet had 14 carries, 30 yards, but DK Metcalf showed up and showed out. 10 catches for a $129 and a touchdown. As Jackson Smith-Njigba had 12 catches for a $117. So Seahawks airing it out, and they're off to a 2-0 start in the. If you didn't start DK Metcalf, you might be slapping yourself. But the Seahawks.
Njigba. You said Njigba.
Oh, Smith-Njigba. Yeah, he had a very nice game. Well, I will say this for the Seahawks. It helps a lot when you go 7 for 15 on third downs. That certainly helps your chances of winning football games.
It's a little bit above 50%.
Yeah, converting a lot more than not. But Patriots ran the ball well, ran for 185 yards. But at the end of the day, win goes to the Seahawks, as the Seahawks are by themselves in first place in the NFC West in the early going of the season. As expected, the Chargers took care of business in Carolina against the Panthers by a final score of 26-3.
Chiefs, I hope they get that kid right. I hope that team, oh, man. Well, I hope they get right after next week when they come to Vegas, So.
Well, I mean, Young was 18 of 26, which efficiently that's good, but only threw for 84 yards. Chippa Hubbard had
not
64
good.
yards on the ground. But two key things. For one, Quentin Johnston, the much maligned second-year man from TCU who got a lot of flack, had a very good game today, and good for that young man because we know the talent is there. We saw it in Fort Worth at TCU as a Horned Frog, but he had 5 catches, 51 yards, found the end zone twice, and Justin Herbert threw one right on the money, and Johnson just calmly dived to go get it. And again, good for the young man. Back-to-back games. J.K. Dobbins over $130 rushing. Good to see this young man finally show off his talent because we knew the talent was there.
Healthy.
Yeah, definitely good. There was an injury that happened to Herbert, but X-rays appear to be negative. But once again, I mean, we've said this, even though Mizzle does not like to admit it because this is a division rival we're talking about, but we kept saying that Harbaugh wins. This is just what Jim Harbaugh does. And I mean, as he always says, attack this day with an enthusiasm unknown to man. And well, so far the Inglewood Chargers are tied with the Chiefs at 2-0 in the early going here in week 2 of the NFL. So the Chargers
we'll see him again.
Will move on as
we'll see him again.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, it was a winnable game on both sides. It's just the Chargers emphasized the run and just stuck to it. But for the Chargers, they got a tough task because going on the road to play a Steelers team is never not easy. So we will see how that goes next week. The Commanders on the board and did not even score a single touchdown.
Which the Giants did. That something?
Malik Neighbors got his first touchdown. Malik Neighbors got his first touchdown in the NFL as an East Rutherford Giant, but
nice
7 field goals by Austin Siebert, including the game winner, puts the Commanders on the board with a 21-18 win over the Giants.
They score a touchdown with field goals.
Right? 3 touchdowns with 7 field goals, literally.
Wow.
And here's the thing, the Giants scored 2 touchdowns and lost. Go figure. Go figure. Neighbors caught a touchdown. Actually, Malik Neighbors had a very good game. 10 catches, $127, 1 TD. Devin Singletary, 16 carries, 95 yards, scored a touchdown. I mean, Daniel Jones, or Mr. Flintstone, as I like to say, took care of the ball.
And he died.
But at the end of the day, they just could not. There's a lot of 6s on the scoreboard involved in this game. But Jaden Daniels actually threw the ball well. He was 23 of 29 for 226, but it was the run game of Brian Robinson Jr. that carried them 17 carries for 133 yards. And the Commanders on the board at 1-1 as the Giants next week goes on to play the Browns, and the Commanders they're on a bye week already? Really? Week 3?
Oh, that is too soon. Wait, why are we doing bye weeks in 3?
No. They're part of the doubleheader Monday night game next week. Okay. All right.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, wait a minute. That is
so. Yeah, the Commanders go on the road to Cincinnati as part of the Monday night doubleheader in week 3, as you got 2 games this upcoming Monday night. All right, moving on. Talked about Malik Willis and the Colts do enough to get by the Colts 16-10. The run game was huge.
For Packers, though?
Yeah, it's still pretty good, but this is why the Packers signed Josh Jacobs, and Josh Jacobs did not disappoint to the atonement of 32 carries for 151. Yes, he did. Although the only unfortunate thing for him was he did fumble, which would have been a touchdown, which the Packers could have been one more by than the 6 points. But Malik Willis, 12 of 14 for 122 yards and a touchdown. Richardson can't turn the
Tough
ball over
day.
3 times.
Yeah, tough day for the kid.
Yeah, 3 INTs, even though Jonathan Taylor had 12 carries for 100 yards.
Remember, technically, he's still a rookie per se.
True, because he did not have a full rookie season. Absolutely.
To a degree, he is still a rookie. So
he well, like I said, I Shane Steichen is a very good play caller on offense, and I believe that Shane Steichen will get him right. Which, by the way, shout out to UNLV football getting in the coaches poll in the top 25. Kudos to them. Good job, Coach Odom.
As Hookem takes the number 1 spot with Arch Manning.
Yeah, the Arch Manning era has begun with the injury to Quinn Ewers, so we'll see how Bevo does with the number 1 spot in college football, even though our good friend Mr. Perneda says they're not back yet, so he is just as nervous as heck when it comes to his beloved Bevos. But at the end of the day, Packers on the board. They get the win 16-10, and the Packers head on the road to take on the Titans, as Malik Willis will get a chance to get some revenge against the team that drafted him and literally traded him weeks before the season started. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers get some retribution from the tough playoff loss a season ago, despite the fact that Aiden Hutchinson, he definitely feasted today on some pirate meat as he had 4 sacks, but at the end of the day, it was not enough as the Buccaneers go into Detroit and get a big win, 20-16. Baker Mayfield, or Reagan, as Ooze likes to call him, ran for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 7 catches for $117 and a TD pass. But Amon-Ra St. Brown also had a solid game. He had 11 catches for $119. But at the end of the day, it was enough offense by the Buccaneers to get it done by a final score of 20-16. The Buccaneers, for the 4th straight year, have started the season 2-0. So Buccaneers at home next week against the winless Broncos in the Florida Keys. And well, I certainly was not expecting this, but of course it made the biggest smile on Stephen A. Smith's face as the New Orleans Saints go into Arlington, Texas, and put up
they didn't just go. They just didn't go into Arlington, Texas, bro. They could have circled the wagons around Jerry's World.
Well,
way they came into that damn stadium.
Now, funny you mention that, because I'm going to send you something to your phone, because you kind of just set it up for me as such. So, hold that thought. Wait a minute, where is it? Where is it? Hold on. I'm definitely going to try to send it, because as Orange Cassidy makes his first appearance of the night. Hello, Freshly Squeezed. How are you? But Fofo, the Saints put up against the Cowboys in Arlington.
Hey, why Derek Carr hit the Michael Jackson in the end zone though on him? See, there was 2 he-he's performed today.
I guess DC was. I guess DC was feeling it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, Dub. And the Saints should be not thankful. They should be cherishing this, because DC looking like that 2016 DC, where he had the Raiders rolling and he was going to damn near be the MVP that year if he didn't break his leg. That's how DC is looking right now. Like that, 2 weeks in a row, my man has dropped a dart as a bomb.
No, he feeded Shaheed, who had 4 catches for $196, and threw in another dart to him as a touchdown. But the story of the game was Alvin Kamara. 20 carries, 115 yards.
How many four touchdown games has this man had? Because this ain't his first one.
No, it's not.
Like 3
he's
got at least 3.
He's had plenty.
Max.
I mean, good grief. It's just insane.
No.
Oh yeah, they
Yo,
did.
that's like,
Oh yeah.
hey, that's like Raider Nation taking over a stadium. SoFi
Let's
used to
see
be
here.
the Murph back when they was in San Diego. Took that stadium over. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much anywhere we go in LA, we take
Well,
that over.
it is it. Well, he's too off because remember, at one particular time, at one year back in 2020, Kamara actually had 6 touchdowns in one game. He had
Oh, didn't he have one against the Raiders? Like a 4 touchdown. Was that
he
6
had
against the
three.
Raiders?
He had 3 rushing, 1 receiving. Shaheed had the other touchdown. Carr only threw the ball 16 times, completed 11 of them for 2 TDs and an INT.
Did his job.
Yeah, he did his job. The defense took over, and I mean, like I said, you normally don't see that happen against a Mike Zimmer coach defense. For them to get thrashed like that.
From the gate.
Yeah, I mean the Saints put up 35 at the half. The score at halftime was 35-20. Um, and there was no doubt that the Saints had this well in hand and
Ran with it.
just thrashed them. And that makes for a very interesting matchup next Sunday at the Dome, depending on what happens tonight between the Eagles and the Falcons. But the Eagles travel to the Superdome to take on the Saints, so that could be very, very intriguing. That could be possible a battle of 2-0 versus 2-0 early in the season.
It goes to show what we said on our preview show, that if the Saints offense matched the defense,
Yeah,
this is what you will get. This is why we said that it will come down to the Buccaneers and the Saints to win that division. And it's just showing that it's looking that way. Right now. I know it's only 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Yeah, but
we can clearly see if it's going to stay this way, they stay the course. We
well, I mean, again, as we said, they did what they were supposed to do against the Panthers.
Yes,
which they took care of business.
Of course.
But to come in to do this to a defense, and more specifically a defense that is coached by Mike Zimmer, who is a very well-respected defensive coach, to put up a 40-burger in
100%.
the Cowboys home opener, and boy, the Cowboy fan memes just came out in droves.
I wish my brother was on right now. I wish we had Mr. Vera. I wish we had Mr. Vera on. So
well, he's actually he's taking a nap because he's getting ready.
Talking this show is going to be real nice.
Yeah, he might unleash some passion on his team this upcoming week on Talking Ish. But at the end of the day, Cowboys get the win, 44-19.
No, they don't. No, they didn't.
I mean, sorry, the Saints got the win, 44-19 over the Cowboys, and the Cowboys.
Don't do that again, Ricky Bobby.
Well, I mean, this makes for a very interesting match for the Cowboys as they'll be at home next week taking on the Ravens. That'll make for an interesting drama.
The Ravens?
But yeah.
I do not know who I want to pick in that game, as you just said that.
Well, I mean, we got plenty of time to think about it, but boy, certainly was not expecting the Rams to start 0-2, but the Arizona Cardinals laid the shellacking. And more specifically, Marvin Harrison Jr. says, hello, welcome to the NFL. Only caught 4 balls, but half of them found the end zone, and he had 130 yards receiving. James Conner had 122 yards on the ground, and Kyler Murray was 17-21, 266, 3 TDs, as the Cardinals, in their home opener, in the Red Sea, in the big toaster in Glendale, puts up a 40-burger as they thrash the Rams 41-10, and the Rams off to an 0-2 start.
I didn't know the Birds put up 40. I know they won, but 40? Yikes!
Yeah, they put up a 40-burger. Yeah, 41 on the Rams.
Is that
defense.
The first of the year? Is that the first 40-burger?
Second, they joined the Saints.
Who's first? We just talked about the Saints. Raymond, pay attention.
Yeah, Well, let me rephrase that. The Saints have gone back-to-back 40 burgers because remember they put up 47 last week against the Panthers, put up 44 today or yesterday against the Cowboys. So I think it's safe to say that the Saints are your leading scoring offense in the NFL throughout 2 weeks, averaging 40
And I
plus
can't
a
say
game.
they didn't do it against a solid defense because they did it against a solid defense.
Yes, they did against a very good Cowboy defense. All right, Steelers go to 2-0. They scored an offensive touchdown, and the defense was
Mike
stout
Tomlin.
as usual. Yes, it'll say the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Colorado Rockies 13-6, but at the end of the day,
Hey, they
2-0 is
no matter how
2-0,
it comes.
and
matter how you get
and Mike Tomlin is doing what he does,
Tomlin.
win.
Mike
Even
Tomlin.
though Pittsburgh is gonna say, well, they're not doing this. Who cares what they're not doing or what they're doing? As Herm Edwards say, hello, you play to win the game, and the Steelers have won their 2 meetings thus far. Hello, and they will be at home next week against a very good Chargers team. So that's a battle of 2-0. That's a 2-0 battle in that game, Chargers and Steelers. That's intriguing, and which will be the Steelers' home opener for this upcoming season. And then, of course, Mizzle want to get into and talked about it, but yes, the Swifties, by way of the Bengals, missing an extra point as Harrison Buckner walks it off for a 26-25 win. Yes, there were some egregious calls again going in the direction of the Swifties, and
bro, it's starting to really get out of hand. And we don't come on here, we don't talk about the refs.
Because we know they do a hard job. It's a hard job for them to do, and miss calls in every single game. But good Lord,
but it's starting to get real consistent, and that's when it's a problem. When it's starting to get consistent, and when it's bad. Not clearly that I'm saying that I hope they're not helping the Chiefs. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. That you can't really do that, right? But when it's in your face this many times and many years, full-fledged holding calls they're not calling, bro. Full-fledged, and that pass interference really.
As the old cliche goes, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's
Affleck.
a duck.
Affleck.
But again, I will say this again. Now, yes, we can talk about the rest ad verbatim, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when Isovas scored his second touchdown, McPherson missed the extra point. It made the score at that time 22-17.
And you said you can't miss the extra point. That's going to come back and bite them in the ass.
No. And it came back and bit them. And again, going back to our ASNFL reference, championship points. It matters. And again, we could have been having we could have been having the Chiefs and Bengals in overtime because like I said, in this run that the Chiefs have been on, the Bengals have proven they can go into Arrowhead in the playoffs and won because they almost did it twice.
They're not scared. It seems like that's their home away from home.
They're not scared, but at the same time, and I don't know why this is. This is 3 out of the last 4 years, the third straight year that the Bengals have started off 0-2. I don't know what it is about September that the Bengals do not like, but certainly in the Joe Burrow era, they seem to get better. They seem to get better once it turns to October, November, and that's when the Bengals make it right. Because keep in mind, as we said, the AFC North was the only division last season that had every team finish over 500. And the Bengals won 9 games last year. So you expect the Bengals.
Still can happen.
Yeah, you still expect the Bengals to get right. Gesicki led the way.
The Bengals going to get right.
91 yards.
Lamar's going to get right. I mean, it's going to get that division is going to get right.
Speaking of getting right, the Houston Texans defense is very, very good. My goodness. 7 sacks the defense unleashed tonight on the Chicago Bears in the 1913 victory.
Shocked, though?
No.
Shocked? Who's
No.
their head coach?
We don't have to say who he is. He won Coach of the Year, D'Amico Ryans.
Think.
We don't need to go there, but 7 sacks by the ferocious Texans defense, as the Texans did.
But
do
the
enough
Bears
on
were in the game, though. That's the thing. The Bears
the
were
Texans,
in the game.
Yeah, the Texans. There were some plays out there that the Bears missed. There were some throws out there that Caleb Williams missed.
Yes.
Caleb Williams was 22 of 37 for 174, but the 2 interceptions proved to be costly. Hurt real bad. But again, I'm going to say it again. It was just the defense. Will Anderson Jr. had a 1.5 sacks. Hunter had 1.5 sacks.
I like that kid.
Azeez Al-Shire, former 49er, thriving, playing with D'Amico again. He had a sack. Henry Tuatoto, he had a sack. Mario Edwards Jr., former Raider, he had a sack. Who has
Florida State
played
also
into a nice long career. Who was turned in a very nice career as Mario Edwards Jr. Also a sack for Derek Barnett. So it's just sacks galore for the Houston Texans. Stroud, 23 of 36. Everybody gets a sack. Stroud was 23 of 36 for 260 and a touchdown. Took care of the ball, as the Texans have a very intriguing matchup next week. As there's a few 2-0 versus 2-0 teams next week, as the Texans going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. And speaking of the Vikings, I have given this man crap, and rightfully so, because his career has mostly been mediocre at best. But
seeing ghosts.
But credit must be given where credit is due. Sam Darnold played outstanding yesterday afternoon in Minnesota, as the 32-year curse, as the 32-year streak continues, as it has still been 32 years since the last time my damn football team won a game in Minnesota, losing to the Vikings 23-17. And just as it was last year, they gave up a long pass for a touchdown. And how in God's name do you let Justin Jefferson get free for 97 yards? How? How does that? You know what? For that, on that particular play, Niners defense,
I think you beat me to
that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get.
Wait. You was gonna put that one. This one I was gonna put.
That too. And while we got that up there, Kyle Shanahan and your play calling. Kyle Shanahan, your play calling. What? How is it you can attack every other defense, but yet you can't find a way to scheme something? And no disrespect, because Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, had a very good game plan.
Yes.
Made Brock Purdy throw interception. But I will say this: Fred Warner just continues to solidify. Continues to solidify himself as an all-time player. I mean, he was single-handedly the reason why the Niners were even still in this game, because he forces the fumble as the Vikings were about to go in and score, and that pretty much would have been lights out, because at that time the Vikings were up 20-7. And he forces the fumble. The Niners actually go 99 yards on that drive and score with the Jordan Mason touchdown. Like I said, there was 2 positives I can take out of this game. Jordan Mason, again, running for over 100 yards, which, again, he was averaging 5 yards a pop, and just the continuous play of Fred Warner. Now, yes, it will say that Brock Purdy was 28 of 36 for 319, threw a touchdown, threw a pick, But for me, and this is even without Justin Jefferson as he left the game with an injury. Yes, Mr. Mason.
Your coach's last name is Shanahan, right?
Correct.
And his dad was a pretty good coach, correct?
Correct. 1-2 rings. Yes.
His type of offense didn't matter what running back was in it. They got over 1,000 yards. His son is implementing that same offense. It doesn't matter who runs the ball. If Debo was decided to be a full-fledged running back, he'll probably get 1,000 yards in that offense. Kyle Shanahan just – what the hell just happened to my picture? Oh, there we go. That's so what you just said, Jordan Mason is another 100 yards. I mean, do you think you really should bring back Christian McCaffrey right now while this young man is cooking?
I wouldn't
and maybe risk more of an injury.
I wouldn't rush him, but I will say this.
I mean, I know he's the best. He's the best thing on the team.
McCaffrey has missed more so of on certain third down situations. You can dump off the ball to him in the flat, and he can go get it with the yards after catch.
100%.
That's the element. That's the element that you miss. But however, here's where the game was won and the game was lost for the 49ers against the Vikings. And I'm just going to say it like this. Even though the Vikings were 1 for 3 in the red zone, which is normally not good, here's where they won the game. The Vikings were 7 for 12 on third down. The 49ers were 2 for 10.
49, 48%. 4 for 10? Oh, y'all rack dab at 40% though.
No, not 4 for 10. The Niners were 2 for 10, 20% on third downs.
Oh, 2 yeah. Yeah, it's atrocious. You know, you typically don't win games if you're that like that. But even to be that kind of close is pretty good. That means the defense was probably playing pretty. Defense was playing.
Well,
good.
Like I said,
guys didn't get blown out. Is that?
Was
that the A7
like
ball?
I said, if it was not
the A7 NFL ball,
it was the A7 ball, yes. But if it wasn't for Fred Warner with the interception and forcing the fumble, the Niners could have easily got blown out.
Oh yeah,
the Niners would have got blown out in Minnesota. Again, I don't. True, but again, I don't know what it is about Shanahan not utilizing. I don't know. It's something about that damn state of Minnesota.
Because you've seen his offense in the Super Bowl, and you pretty much saw it right again in Minnesota. That's what you were trying to say. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
I will say. Well. This I will say. Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk. Where are you?
Uh-oh.
Where are you, 71? Where are you, number 11?
Well, no, well, okay. Dub. Excuse me. Before you go ham on them, remember they didn't practice and conditioning. So all the games they're playing right now is preseason. They're not up to speed.
You are correct.
But no sympathy, right?
However,
because you held out. You were still in the contract, right? You're still in the contract.
You are a professional player in the National Football League.
Oh boy.
I don't care. This is why we say on this program, boys and girls, honor your contract. Because Trent Williams got abused today because the Vikings sacked Brock Purdy 6 times. And some of those was at the hands of Trent Williams. Now, as good as he was against the Jets, as good as he was against the Jets, and rightfully so, gave him his flowers.
But the Jets didn't have Hassan Reddick, though. Let's be real about that, though.
True. But again, the Vikings
really
don't have anybody on. But again, the Vikings really don't have anybody on defense because Hunter and Joseph, their two best ones, they're gone.
Can't argue that statement.
However, at the end of the day, Jalen Redmond and Harrison Phillips and Jordan Williams and Bullard and Tillery got to the quarterback. Greenyard was outstanding. Turner was outstanding. I was tired of hearing Andrew Van Ginkel's name all freaking game long because you just kept hearing his freaking name all game long. And also, Brandon Ayuk, where are you? Where are you? You're there. I see the number 11. But you wanted to get paid like Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson found the end zone. Justin Jefferson got over 100 yards. Where are you? Now, for some Niner fans, they're saying the sky is falling. I'm not, because again, it's week 2.
Really?
But now for them, you know how you know how fan bases are, and some of them are like, the sky's falling. I said, look.
Hello.
Now, fortunately for the Niners, it appears that their get right game is coming up this upcoming Sunday, because they're going to Levi's South, aka SoFi, just like it's Allegiant South, aka SoFi, to play the Inglewood Rams. So we know that Shanahan, for the most part, has the number.
Is that a get right game? Because you guys do play, no matter what the record is, like playing the Cardinals.
I will say
what their record is or who they got. It's always a tough game. So is it?
True. Well, again, with the exception of the one time they needed to win against the Rams, every other time against the Rams, they've normally played it. And here's the thing: this is now a Rams team without Aaron Donald.
100%.
And if James Conner got through the Rams defense at 121 yards, what do you think Jordan Mason's going to do?
I stand corrected.
He might get over $130, but that's not till next week. We're talking about week 2. But at the end of the day, Sam Darnold played a fantastic game. Got to give credit. And raise your hand if you had the Minnesota Vikings in first place in the NFC North after 2 weeks, because I sure as heck did not. That's for sure. I surely did not.
Who do we have winning the division? We had the Lions, right?
The Lions. Yeah, the Lions. Because again, we did not know that. Because we kept saying we don't know which Sam Darnold you're going to get, and today was the very 100%. Good Sam Darnold.
Well,
it was.
The good thing, well, not the good thing is he might start seeing ghosts.
He might, but on this day he did not see ghosts against the 49ers.
Not at all.
Again, you got to tip your cap. He played fantastically well and rightfully so, and earned the victory without question. But very rarely, in situations to where you find yourself down 10 points twice, and yet amazingly still find a way to win the game. It looked ugly at times, but the Raiders found a way. Again, down 10 points twice. They were down 16-6 at one time, and they were down 23-13 at one time. And Innocence went into Baltimore and stole a victory.
Thank you for not saying 26. Upset, because the word upset is starting to get a little, because both teams got to, come in here and play. Stole is a better word than upset.
Oh, they stole it. And Justin Tucker, what is up with you missing? What is up with you missing kicks? That's 2 weeks in a row you've missed kicks, which is unlike you.
It's okay that he missed it yesterday. Do whatever. Now I don't care.
Keep this in mind. Now keep this in mind, folks. My co-host went on record and picked the Ravens to win this game.
And I told you why. Why did I pick the Ravens? Deep down inside, I always want to pick the Raiders to win, but this is a pull. Oh, this is about tequila. That was a business decision. The fandom is picking the damn Raiders to go 16-0 every damn game. Okay, but a business decision to get. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I forgot. Old school. Still got the mentality of the old school. To win tequila?
I know.
You got to make a business decision. Everybody has done it in their life. I did.
I
understand. And also, Dub,
but
you know me well enough. I'm okay with being proven wrong when it comes with the Raiders. Shut me up. And in life, proof. If I say something and you like, hey, you were wrong. Cool. I learned something. I take it as I learned something. I thought I knew something I didn't know. Cool. Now I learned something. No need to be upset.
Well, I will say this.
Yes.
I will say this. If Antonio Pierce was not coaching this team, Raiders would have folded and went home.
We lose that with McDuffie.
This is not.
We lose that with other coaches. Yes. Straight up. We definitely lose that game.
The resilience and the fight in this team that they showed, and let alone after Minshew throws the interception, and you have Max Crosby not chastising him, but basically just saying, "Dude, play your game, play your game. We got your back.
We got you.
Do you?"
And what did he do after that?
And
hold on, wait. This is shout out to the offensive coordinator too, because he started calling plays that got the ball out of Minshew's hands. Yeah, look at see. He started calling plays that got the ball out of Minshew's hand a little more quicker. And that Georgia Bulldog, as we did the live draft on the Mizzle and Dub show, and the commissioner said Brock Bowers, my initial expression was, as a Raider fan, I didn't know how to handle a fucking good-ass draft pick. Brock Bowers was he slipped all the way down to 13. He has won a national championship. Two of them? Two, I believe.
Two. Back to back.
He's won every achievement that you can possibly win as a tight end. He's not a tight end, ladies and gentlemen. He is a weapon. Yes. Well, whatever. He's a weapon. And that was done today. Now, as we're sitting here talking about the Raiders, hold on, Deb. This was me after the game. That was literally me. Put your boy on some oxygen because it was rough up in here.
But I mean,
I'm not ashamed to embarrass myself.
Of course, we always talk about.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we always. There's always to talk about the old Raider cliches, pride and poise, commitment to Texas. But really, pride and poise really showed out today because, like I said, this team was down twice, and I mean, of course, you and I always text throughout the game.
27 total rushing yards.
Yeah. They went with that. But Minshew put the offense on his back to the tune of he was 30 for 38 for 276. Throws the one touchdown pass to Devontae Adams. But Devontae Adams showing why he is an all-time great. Well, you see it right there, folks. I mean, not even Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal, could do it like that. Trying to catch a pass. But just the concentration to just, okay, I got the ball, and now just lean front with it.
And the
and toe tap.
audacity for the Ravens to throw a challenge flag on that.
If you want to wish the timeout, that's on you. Hey, have at it. I mean, I don't know what angle they saw to where, like, hey, John, throw the flag, but hey, threw the flag. It is what it is. But hey, hello, Steve. How are you? But Money Carlson, when you need him, does the thing.
Cha-ching.
And it was great clock. It was great clock management to make the Ravens use their timeouts.
Wasn't it?
Great play clock, and of course, Carlson is Carlson.
To the
atonement.
You know what I'll say about one thing?
1, 2, 3.
The running game
yes,
may not have been good the whole game, but Zeus got those yards in the fourth quarter that was needed. See, it's not. I get the total was not great, but in the fourth quarter where we needed to grind the clock down, the first run in the fourth when we had the lead and we're trying to run the clock down, he got 6 yards. That's 2nd and 4. We're in a good situation. No, excuse me. He got I believe he got 9. And then we threw the ball to Jacoby Myers after that, which was okay. That was ballsy. I like that. But I love the leadership that I saw of Max Crosby when he pulled Minshew to the side and gave him that speech. I love the adjustments, something that Raider fans are not accustomed to when we have, when we play horrible in the first half. Normal coaches, we still see the same first half. And to see the adjustments made, to see the defense don't break. Normally the defense will hold, for so long because in the second and third quarter, Derrick Henry was starting to get going. And I'm like, oh, man, the offense is not going to complement what the defense is trying to do because the defense is getting worn down. No. The resilience was there. Max came out and said that they felt I don't like that they felt disrespected. You should feel disrespected every week. You should come out with that mentality every week that you're disrespected.
Well, I think he was saying that because literally everybody that was a game picker picked the Ravens to win, just like it was the same thing with the Lions and Buccaneers game. But again, we talked about we talk about the Raiders defense, not giving up a lot of points. The Raiders outscored the Ravens in the second half 20-14. Just want to point that out. So
you said the second half,
but here's the one thing now. Second half, the Raiders outscored them 20-14.
Oh, I thought it was 13-0. Well, okay, I must have been reading something else.
Well, no. Well, I mean, they outscored them 20-14 in the second half, but outscored them in the fourth quarter 13-7. But for the Raiders, now you have. But for the Raiders, now you have
winnable.
3 out of the next 4 at home, and these next 4 games are really winnable. And like I said, you really now have a chance to get, which is the home opener, which you should take care of business. Then
I believe the defense will take care of business.
Then the one road game that you have in this 4-game stretch, then you got the Browns next at home, which is very winnable because Deshaun Watson.
That's good. That might be tough, though, bro.
It'll be a defensive battle, but again,
depending on what offense we bring.
You don't know what version of Deshaun Watson you're going to get, and also
what kind of offense we're going to get.
Well, I mean that's true too. And then
put it this way: we know the defenses are going to show up on both sides with the Browns and the Raiders. Myles Garrett is going to bring his lunch pail with that with that defense, and Max is going. Man, speaking of Max Crosby, man, thank goodness that we got a Mad Max.
2 more sacks and 4 tackles for loss today.
And Christian Wilkinson is the signing that I was like, yes, that Max need. Thank you, Telesco. Thank you. You went out there and somebody finally got somebody that can stand next to Max and you're going to team him? Cool. Max is going to eat your right tackle all day, every day. Oh, and that stunt? That's going to be their bread and butter play all day until somebody figure out how to stop it. Because Christian is going to take on a double team majority of the time, and you're going to leave Max one-on-one with somebody. Forget about it.
But also, it needs to go without saying, Robert Spillane again being the man to cause the turnover yet again.
Bro, get that man a contract now. Get that man a contract now. He is. I like that. I like that young man. I really do like that young man. And all he does is just credit the team, as team, my brothers, coach. It's something brewing in Henderson.
And again, it must be said again, the discipline of this team, because again today, last week,
two penalties.
They only had two penalties. Yesterday against the Ravens, they only had 3 to the Ravens 11. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens were in the AFC Championship game a season ago. Ran for 151 yards.
Yeah.
But 11 penalties. But here's where I think the game was won and lost. The Raiders on defense got off on third down because Ravens were only 3 for 11 on third down. That's huge. That is huge. And like I said, I mean, if you were to tell me that the Ravens were going to run for 151 yards and average almost 6 yards a pop, you would have thought the Raiders got their ass kicked, but they did.
And Lamar threw over 200 yards.
Yeah. You would have thought the Ravens were thrashing because, I mean, there was times you were
like, blowout.
Yeah.
27 total yards rushing, bro.
And yet, they find a way to steal one. And now it's the Baltimore Ravens that are 0-2. Just think about that, folks. It's the Ravens that are 0-2. And there you have it. Yes, indeed, it was a happy flight back to Harry Reid Airport here in the Vegas Valley as the Raiders are preparing for their home opener at the Death Star against the Carolina Panthers coming up this Sunday.
And guess who's off to watch it? Hey, I got to watch all 3 weeks. Hey. It's the only thing that's going to suck is when they're at home and I'm not off that week because I'll be leaving to go to work and on the radio. So, but when they're on the road, I can watch, just like the 10 o'clock games. But man, brother, that was a good game to watch. It was fun to see that no quit attitude that they had. And I know I'm gonna harp on it. I'm gonna harp on this for a long time because that's not something that I have not seen with this team in a long time. Is Max Crosby and what he did with Gardner Minshew. I have not seen that. That has not been done.
No. You normally don't see it. But again, that's the culture change. That's the culture change that Antonio Pierce is trying to implement in this locker room, and you're seeing it. And I mean, heck, just on the sideline, AP going over to Luke Getsy and discussing some stuff and talking about
the Suge Knight stare. I should have uploaded that. The Suge Knight stare.
Yeah.
No, just him talking, what that picture was about.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I know some people might not think he might not be head coach ready. I get your sentiment. I get your statement, but the man has played in the NFL at a high level. He knows what it's like to get to the top of the mountain because he was part of the team that denied Brady the undefeated season. He was on that Super Bowl team. Like I said,
hey brother, do you know the secret weapon that's on the sideline?
What's that?
Marvin Lewis.
Well, that too.
Hey,
having him be your assistant head coach
and in your ear
pays dividends because
and
well, again, we go back to the last drive, which set up the Carson winning field goal. Clock management, making
that
the
was Marvin
Ravens
Lewis.
use their timeouts to where they only had about 20
Oh,
had only about 22 seconds left on the clock when they got the ball back before the end of the game.
and oh, by the way, where did Marvin Lewis do much of his head coaching?
In the AFC North,
And
as head coach of the
the
Bengals.
Ravens play in the Ravens play
AFC
in the,
North.
Oh,
AFC North.
I'm not trying to just say that we linked on. I believe we linked on Marvin Lewis a lot. Oh, we have our first comment.
He has the experience. What's going on, TY? How are you? I think he's trying to see his record for us. I think he's trying to see me his record for his picks because he said he went 8-6 in week 1. Oh, that was other stuff. Okay, yeah, it's the night owl stuff. But nonetheless, thank you for chiming in, TY. We appreciate it. As we're just recapping week 2 of the NFL, which was wacky, bizarre world, because there was a lot of stuff that we did not expect to happen.
Dub, how did just without even saying too much, how did me, you, and Mr. Vera do in our? I know it was bad this week. I don't think we did like we did week 1. I know we didn't replicate what we did week 1.
No,
this week was brutal.
This week was very, very ugly and brutal. A lot more L's than W's. And we'll dig more into that this upcoming weekend on Talking Ish with myself and Chris. Oh yeah, yeah. Some of those games. I'll try
to chime in from work on that day. I'll try to chime in, depending on what time you guys do it, because I'm off Wednesday this week, and that's the other side of the ball for you, which I'll possibly be on. I'll try to be on that one too.
Yeah, but if you're off this weekend, we can just wait till Saturday. We just might have to text our Thursday picks and then just do a full-fledged Saturday edition if you're not doing anything.
Saturday is game night, and Sunday I'm going to the parents' house to go chill with Pops for his birthday, since I ain't going to be there for the actual day.
His birthday is this Thursday. You are correct. Oh, I almost fell out the chair. Oh, that would have been disastrous.
No, it would have just been a bunch of just me and probably TB laughing at you.
Well, thankfully I caught myself.
Yo,
yeah,
that's my daughter's birthday.
Well, for this one it's more sentimental reasons because hold on, I still actually have the voicemail in my phone when he called and told me this. It was last March, TY lost his mother in Miss Carolyn Young.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I know coffee was her thing, and TY is having a coffee in his mom's honor.
I drank some coffee yesterday morning, brother. So I'll have 2 cups actually. So I'll dedicate one of those cups. And
nah, Miss Carolyn was
your mother
very
and my
good,
daughter share the same birthday, man. We'll do. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
And there you have it. So thank you to TY and everybody else that stayed up with us on this late night edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show number 245, as it was definitely Bizzarro World in week 2. And wouldn't it just be more bizarro if the dang Falcons actually won tonight against the Eagles? Why not? Why not just end the crazy week? Hey, anything can happen. As Stone Cold says what. But nonetheless, thank you, Orange, as he chimes in again. Freshly squeezed. But however, it is nap time for the both of us, as we hope you enjoy Monday Night Football. in the now, real quickly before we go, even though the doggone bastards lost, some history did happen at the Big Phone booth as Elliot Ramos, the first Giants right-handed hitter to actually hit one into the cove. Oddly enough, on Roberto Clemente Day.
You said that. Say that again. He's the what?
Elliot Ramos is the first Giants right-handed hitter to hit one into the cove. It happened yesterday.
Me, it's all been lefties.
It's all been lefties. Elliot Ramos is the first Giants righty to do it, as he did it in the ninth, which tied the game at 2, but the Giants lost in extras 4-3 as the Padres sweep the Giants. Diamondbacks beat the Brewers 11-10. White Sox beat the A's 4-3. Tigers beat the Orioles 4-2. Twins beat the Reds 9-2. Pirates beat the Royals 4-3. Phillies beat the Mets 2-1. Nationals beat the Marlins 4-3. Red Sox lose to the Yankees 5-2. Cardinals lose to the Blue Jays 3-2. Guardians shot the Rays 2-0. Cubs beat the Rockies 6-2. Astros beat the Angels 6-4. Mariners shut out the Rangers 7-0. And the Dodgers, unfortunately, beat the Braves 9-2.
Oh, Dub. I think we might have to give a little segment.
I just saw the same exact. I'm shocked he's not asleep.
I'm shocked too. I can go for about another 30 minutes.
We can let our fellow brother come on and give out and dish out some passion. JP, stand by.
Oh yeah,
because I thought he was asleep by now. I'm like, he's not asleep. What?
Right.
Well, folks, we will be joined momentarily by our good buddy.
Let me get rid of this banner then. Yeah, bam. That's not happening.
We'll be joined momentarily by our good buddy from the All Pro Jaffos, Josh Berneda, which I'm sure he's going to unleash some stuff, and perhaps talk about Bevo. I don't know, but he definitely will talk about the 32-year curse.
Oh baby, I'm so excited. Are you? Did you send it to him?
Wait a minute, where are we at?
Or you want me to do it? I can do it.
Where you at? No, I got it.
Do it. All right, cool. While you do that, be right back.
Well, by the way, folks, while we're here,
run the commercials. Yeah, run the ads.
As he's now looking, as he's doing bigger and better things, joining us, or he's joined us on the show many times, but a lot of the stuff that you see on the show is brought to you by the one, the only, Creative Brothers Productions, right here. Good people, solid dudes, always looking for more people. And by the way, he gave us this wonderful clip right here, courtesy of Creative Brothers Productions.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Ninth Owl edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. As yes, vote for us. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. And
did y'all miss us? Because we missed you. Our apology.
And we are live. So once again, we appreciate Cuz EJ Wizzle for doing what he does, contributing to the Mizzle and Dub Show. But also, folks, we got more. For those that like to party, and for those that love music, if you need a DJ to rock the ones and twos and to rock the house, may we present and may we suggest this fine gentleman right here. but never tell the DJ what to play. That's, of course, our good friend, Mr. DJ Matsdix. And also, from time to time, we also help contribute to the Alliance Sports Podcast with, of course, the son of legendary Raider, Dr. Death Skip Thomas. Next show will coming up real soon. We'll let you know. But thanks to our partnership with the Alliance Sports Podcast. And speaking of the Jaffo folks, the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan, joining us, our good buddy from the PBP, the one, the only. I'm shocked he's not asleep, but nonetheless, the one, the only, Josh Pernetta, joining us. Jaffo, what's happening?
I'm off tomorrow, and I just could not sleep. So saw that you guys were up. Decided to maybe throw a little extension out there. Put on my Mickey Mouse space shirt on because of all the goddamn Mickey Mouse fucking football that I was watching earlier on today.
Welcome to Bizzarro Land.
Oh yeah, it's a day where everybody but the people who seem to deserve it seem to be happy. But appreciate y'all for having me on.
Of course.
Anytime.
No question asked.
Anytime
no
family
questions
wants to
asked,
come
man.
on. It's all good.
Exactly.
Mizzle, congratulations, Raider Nation, getting that
Thank you.
dub against Baltimore that nobody, I don't care who says it, even Raider fans, nobody saw that shit coming.
Like I said earlier, we got a thing going on with me, Dub, and Chris to where, whoever gets the most victories gets the bottle of their choice. I made a business decision. I picked the Ravens. Now, my fandom, we always want our teams to go 20 whatever and 0. Whatever. Yeah. But when it comes to like winning something, hey, I love my team, but if it's in front of you, I was just going off last week. I knew the defense would have showed up, but that second half. But no. This is not about my segment. I know you came on here to unleash passion about either talk about Bevo or talk about your team. So this is you, brother. This is.
So 49ers wise, Dub, we talked about it on Friday a little bit.
Correct.
And again, these conversations go by. I'm a very superstitious human being. So when things happen, especially for long periods of time without a break in it,
32
years. There's something there. It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. Now, did I think there was a possibility that we could, end a 32-year streak? Sure. Small. But, I mean, I tell people all the time, if we were to have been in prime time in Minnesota, we may have had a different story.
Well, with Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Or just in prime time, because I've said it over and over again. Whoever's scheduling us in prime time, appreciate it. Keep doing it because we demolish everybody in prime time. So if we were in prime time in Minnesota, we may have had a better chance. But a 32-year, that's not a streak or a drought. That's a fucking tradition at that point. That's meant to happen.
That's beyond ownership.
Like that's annual ass whooping just to take it. Like, this is what we show up for every year, and we just big paddle and all.
Don't you compare that to college, to where they pay a college team to come take a butt whooping?
I mean, shit. At least they're getting paid.
I don't know what's worse.
Taking it with the pants
that horrible
on.
new turf that they got. I don't know what's worse, that new horrible turf that they got, because that turf was really spongy today that they're playing in Minnesota. That was some spongy ass field turf in Minnesota.
Uh,
I don't know what's worse. That or the annoying ass Viking horn, which you just kept hearing over and over and over because the defense could not get off on third down. The
I was gonna
Vikings
That's
were
how I
say,
feel
7
about.
for 12
I
on
was gonna
third
say,
down.
if we don't want
That's
to
how I
hear
feel
the
about the
horn, we
USC
gotta
chant.
fucking stop them.
Do
You
something
can't
about it, right?
stop them. We're gonna keep playing the goddamn horn.
That's how I feel
Well,
about
the
the
horn kept
USC chant.
I
That
mean,
shit gets on
the,
my
the
nerves.
horn kept playing.
Brock Purdy, all kudos to him. He takes the blame and everything, and he should. It wasn't a great game for Brock Purdy. By all means, it wasn't one of his top performances that he's ever had. But that's on Kyle. We're trying to get too cute. We're trying to get too fucking cute. Again, I understand it's week 2. It doesn't mean much. Yeah, I understand it's week 2. I know it doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot this early in the season, but talk about omens. That's just. And Dub, you even said Trent Williams was playing like he got paid big money. We all know the big money curse. Every time somebody gets paid the big bucks, the year they get paid, it's fucking trash. And Peyton Manning made a very, very good point that I think is the biggest factor in all of it. Because they hold out for so fucking long, they miss training camp. They miss all of this opportunity to bond with their teammates, to be able to gel and get that chemistry. Lord forbid you don't get 50 extra fucking dollars. Okay, and like he said, get your shit
The doors of the
together.
church are open as they're one.
Get your shit together in the beginning. Get your ass in training camp and let's go. Let's go win some games. Brandon Ayuk has not looked good.
Where
He
are
has
you,
not
Brandon?
looked good. How many drop passes did he
Where
have?
are you?
It's preseason for them too.
Preseason, my dick. You should be doing something else. If you're not in training
Well,
camp,
he dropped he dropped a touchdown pass last week at home against the Jets.
He's
A pass that he
talking.
should have caught.
They're talking about they aired the training that he was doing at home, basically catching the ball, with the football going through the tree. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Trees don't really defend all that great. It's like Bruce Lee. Boards don't hit back.
Get back.
Don't hit
Yes.
back.
Yes. Yes. Great
It's
fucking
not
reference.
the same thing. Just running out there and running a bunch of half-ass lazy routes with your cousin out in the backyard is not NFL level training. And all of this for $30 million. That was what? It's backloaded or is it front loaded? I saw it was backloaded at one point. Now I saw it was front loaded. I don't know what the fuck. All I know is it freed up $8 million in cap space. 49ers front office did it again.
They converted some shit.
Everybody took, that's the kind of team that the 49ers are.
Yeah,
Everybody's willing to restructure contracts. Everybody's willing to take pay cuts to be able to have a great squad.
Yeah, that's good.
Because everybody asked, Chris has asked the same question. Everybody that I have ever fucking talked to asked the same question. Well, you better get used to it now. You're not going to have everybody next year. You're going to have to get rid of somebody next year. Okay, we keep saying that, but we still fucking have everybody.
This is true.
So we still find a way. The front office, John Lynch, whatever, John Lynch as a general manager has been absolutely A1 when it comes to helping build the team, not the team chemistry, but the atmosphere, the culture
Yes.
You know, him being a former player, I think definitely helps out with all of that.
Yep.
He
Yep,
knows
yep,
the
yep.
grind. He knows the struggle. He knows what everybody's going to. They're probably offering them more incentives, you know, through their contracts that are making it look a little bit sweeter. You know,
Mhm.
it just there's a lot of things that could be put into it. But again, we have all of the talent in the world. There is no fucking reason why Sam Darnold should be throwing 97-yard bombs to Justin Jefferson. Zero. None. You keep that man in front of you at all times. Double team him, triple team him. I don't care. You do not let Justin Jefferson beat you. Oh, hell. Sam Darnold made it look like y'all motherfuckers shouldn't have cut me. I'm going to show you guys something.
That's exactly how he played.
He had his Matt Flynn flute game against the 49ers. And it's just it's the football gods. They just were not allowed to have victory on Viking land. It's not supposed to happen.
Like Minnetonka, that just don't work for y'all.
Nope. I don't know what it is. Dub, we
I
couldn't
can't.
figure it the fuck out. We
That's
just know it
crazy.
is what it is, and that's what's happening.
32 years.
And here's
That's
and
ridiculous.
here's the ironic twist. And during this 32-year streak, twice the Niners have ended the Vikings season in the playoffs. During this 32-year mystery of not being able to win in Minnesota, they went 0 for, I want to say 0 for 3 in the Metrodome. They're 0 for 3 so far in US Bank Stadium. I don't know. Like I said, if it was not for Fred Warner just being the all-world player that he is, they don't even lose by 6 because he forces that fumble.
Touchdowns that I was saying.
Yeah, if he doesn't do the old peanut.
I didn't get a chance to watch the game because the Raiders are on. Normally, I kind of chime in and watch you guys. So, of course, because we got to talk about it. What was going on? Like, what was? Seemed like the running game was decent.
They could not
offensive line played like scrubs.
They couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't get off. They couldn't get off defense on third down.
Okay.
It just.
Well, I mean, Mason did have another 100-yard game.
They were not doing.
But mainly it was the 6 sacks to where Purdy did not have no time to throw the ball at all. And then at times when he did throw the ball, he was throwing in a double and triple coverage, which his interception was a tip ball, which, of course, tip balls are always 50-50. I will say that now JP talked about play calling. Okay. Kyle, you're at the 1-yard line. Jordan Mason in the game averaged 5 yards a run.
No, he did not.
Why in God's name?
No, he did not.
Are you trying to throw a wide receiver screen at the 1-yard line when you have Jordan Mason who's averaging 5 yards a carry? You decided you want to be like Pete Carroll and not give 24 the ball.
Did he pull the Pete Carroll at the 1-yard line? What down was it? What down was it? I mean, it doesn't matter what down it is.
It was 3rd and goal.
But what? I'm still giving it.
It was 3rd and goal.
You're going for it. You're going for it. You're going for it. Did you kick a field goal at the 1-yard line? Did you kick a field goal at the 1-yard line?
No.
No.
No. Here's what happened.
Y'all ever wonder why it's taken us so long to use more than 10% of our brain? I think, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yes,
I
that was
think
perfect.
our evolution has stunted because we just have a refusal to learn from our past and from our history. More ways than sports, but let's just keep it sports here. You have the same scenario that seems to be coming up way too often. And it's always the same thing. Run the fucking ball. And Kyle decided I'm gonna just, throw another feather in the cap of bullshit and try to get too cute. I don't understand some people's thought processes. I understand people have high IQs that are smart, that they know way more about the game of football than I do.
I agree.
But even those people have stupid ass moments throughout their entire lives.
Bro,
And Kyle
I'm running
Shanahan
halfback dive.
has he tends to have all of his really stupid moments in the worst possible times.
Yes. Yep.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. You are honestly a better coach than your father was. And
I don't know. I would say that.
the teams that you have had way better than those Super Bowl winning Denver teams.
I agree. Now that I agree too. I agree.
It's not even people can talk about John Elway all they fucking want to. Overall team, you couldn't touch him.
Yes.
There was not a conversation when you looked at the teams.
Yeah.
And yet, somehow, day after day, year after year, and week after motherfucking week, you still make the same quote of, we will learn from our mistakes, and then continue to not learn from your fucking mistakes.
In every Super Bowl.
This is why I'm pessimistic. This is why I understand what I'm seeing. I do not want to get my hopes up. There's already a video that's probably going to be replayed for the rest of my adult life. For as long as me and Mad Six know each other, that video of him laughing brutally in my face at the end of that Super Bowl this past year. I
Doing
I
the
I was
same
locked
thing.
in the garage with that man. I couldn't go nowhere. I had no choice but to take that.
Mm.
So I don't like that feeling. I don't want that feeling again. So there are parts of me that I kind of wonder if we had another coach how things would be going. I really do. Because I hate this the idea that we're going to be good enough to where we're going to be late round picks, but we're never going to be good enough to take the fucking trophy home. It's not in
Been
the
there
cards.
twice. It's been there twice.
And it's all has to do with and if you look at every single Super Bowl loss, all three of them had to do with what? A dumb, bonehead coaching decision. Jim Harbaugh, you can great. Hey, cool. Did he hold him? Maybe. You had no fucking business having Colin Kaepernick. I love you to death.
And ran the
But
same play though.
you had no touch. You didn't know how to throw a 5-yard route to save your fucking life. It was
And
all
ran it.
fastball, all
Nope.
deep ball, all that is it.
And how many times
they
did he run
had
that play?
the nerve to throw to Michael fucking Crabtree.
How many times?
Just fade route after overthrown fade route after overthrown fade route. When you have
Same
the
play.
inconvenient truth named Frank fucking Gore,
Who
is
got you there?
who guess
Who
what,
got you
ladies
there?
and gentlemen, was averaging 6 point motherfucking 5 yards a goddamn carry. We were on the 4. We were on the 4. And we wanted throw fade routes to Michael Crabtree.
How many times, JP?
I don't care. I lost count after the first one. I didn't understand why we kept fucking doing it.
That's what I was asking, because like you just said, the man carried you guys down the field.
And then Super Bowl number 2. Up by 10. And for some odd reason, our coach decides to get a conscience wanting to prove that Jimmy G is better than we think he is. No, he's not. Mostert ran his ass off to get you to that Super Bowl. And when you were up 10, guess what? Niner faithful, guess what? How many yards were we averaging rushing by the time we were in that fourth quarter with 11 minutes left? Oh, yeah. 6 point motherfucking 5 goddamn yards a carry. The number 6.5 is a demon omen to me right now. How often this shit keeps popping up. And it's probably a little bit over exaggerant, but it's fucking close enough to the goddamn number. We were averaging over 5 yards per carry.
Well over.
And then you get to the most recent faux pas. Once again, up double digits. More than 5 yards a carry. And you shaft it. And did the Kansas City Chiefs have help from the refs? The most penalized offensive line throughout the entire NFL season, all of a sudden having 0 throughout the game. Yeah, that's some bullshit. But you shouldn't have let it get to the point where the refs were going to beat you. You had to take time off the clock, and you gave Patrick Mahomes too much fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe in that first Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes with that 11 minutes left? How many possessions did Patrick Mahomes have in that 11 minutes in the fourth quarter?
All I know is he was looking pedestrian. He was
He
looking
had-
pedestrian. He was looking
100%.
confused.
He couldn't do shit. But he had 4 possessions in the fourth quarter. Why? Because none of the possessions that the 49ers had when they got the ball in the fourth quarter were over a minute.
Oh.
Because
That
Kyle decided he wants to throw the football. James
That's
Richard
exactly
Garoppolo was
what-
3 for 11. He was 3 for 11 throwing in the fourth quarter. Why? They couldn't stop Debo on the jet sweep.
And probably
They
those 3
decided
for
I'm not
11
going to
was
give Raheem most of the
checkdowns.
football. Well,
This is
one
why I'm
was I
pessimistic.
tried to throw the ball deep, but I overthrew an open Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, that was I felt every Niner fan heart just go to that was
I knew he
that was
wasn't going to connect on that throw.
No, for me, it's still 3rd and 15. Richard Sherman, what are you doing?
Yep. We brought somebody who had bad mojo from Seattle after the fucking slant. We brought that bad juju up onto our team, and now look at us. We're turning into Pete Carroll doing his shit.
Bro, I didn't know you guys were at the 1 yard line. I did not know you were at the 1 yard line, and he decided to at the 1 yard line and decided to do that.
Here's what happened. The play that the pass that, first off, Debo should have not caught the ball. Debo should have just batted the ball down, which had to force us to kick the field goal to make it 23-17.
Yeah, but batting the ball down doesn't look good on your stat sheet.
I don't give a damn if you're trying. Well, first off, Jordan Mason or Isaac Orindo or Kyle Juszczyk would have been touching the ball at the 2 yard line. You mean to tell me I can't get 2 yards? What's going on, Noose? How are you, buddy? I mean, you mean to tell me I can't get 2 yards with either of those 3 guys? Really?
Shit, 2-3 yards out of Brock. Could fucking QB sneak that shit the whole way through. I don't like something.
But no, Kyle Shanahan wants to be the mad scientist. Okay.
Thing about the mad scientists, they always die at the end of the movie.
Okay, Oos. Well, that's because he was trying to extend the play because his offensive line, mainly Trent, I just got paid Williams, and now I'm huffing and puffing, trying not to blow my house down because I'm getting beat by no-name defenders on this Vikings team, getting my quarterback sacked. That's why he held on to the ball too long. And not to mention, and then my other guy, Brandon Ayuk, who I just got paid, I got butterfingers because I should have caught a touchdown pass against the Jets, even though my quarterback threw it right on the money, but I can't catch it because,
No, I shouldn't have had
I'd
that
rather
popcorn.
catch the ball through tires.
No. Through trees,
But-
not tires.
I'm sorry, trees. I'm sorry. It was Montana that was throwing the ball through tires to Dwight Clark. My bad.
There's a difference in greatness.
My bad. Oh,
At least-
absolutely.
At least the tire can swing.
Yes.
But I mean, to happier news,
The comedy hour has started here on the Mizzle and Dub Show.
Bevo being number 1, like that.
Oh yes, Bevo.
My brother Caleb seems to think that regardless of how quickly Ewers comes back, he may not get his job back. Arch is something different. Arch is very, very different compared to.
Yeah, he's a Manning that has speed. That's a first.
You know how ridiculous that is? Somebody with the Manning mind and ability to throw the football and then run 20 miles an hour. Can you imagine how much better Peyton Manning would be if he could run 20 miles an hour? Hell, Eli Manning, shit, if he can run 20 miles an hour. They can barely run 10.
Just to move up the pocket speed would be good enough for them.
Eli would just probably use Red Hot anyway.
Stop that. We're not putting that shit on everything.
Not a fan of the Red Hots there.
No, I was joking. I love the Red Hots. I was just poking fun.
Yeah,
Like I
I
said,
don't know.
Eli
I'm still
is
not
the funnier
convinced of the
Manning.
number one. Still not convinced of the number one spot yet. I mean, yes, cool, number one team, but it's still very, very early in the season.
Well, I mean, you can thank my Bulldogs for shitting the bed against the Wildcats of Kentucky, even though they won the game, but they looked very horrible doing it. So thus, that is why Bevo gets the number one spot of being the number one team in the nation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Archie was pretty
It's a-
fast. I don't know how Peyton or Eli did not get Archie's speed.
They said it skipped a generation, apparently.
I guess so.
That's dad's speed.
But,
'Cause
I mean,
Peyton
you know.
Eli for sure had 20 years later speed. Yep, you're right.
20 years later. No, seeing Peyton Manning run the naked bootleg is as long as the Undertaker's entrance at WrestleMania. Took about 30 minutes.
Took about as long. Took about as long for the cameraman to realize what the fuck was going on. Because even the cameraman was like, "Holy shit, Peyton Manning has the ball." By the time it ever got
He's
to
running.
Peyton, he had already
What
been
is
in the end
this?
zone.
Well, the naked bootleg touchdown against the Cowboys was like the longest 2-yard touchdown you'll ever see in your life.
Well, awkward looking running too. His head was like this with his shoulder pads. Was all...
Well, that's the thing. Not to mention his big ass head wearing that big ass helmet.
Yeah,
Looking like
He was stiff
a
as
space
shit running
alien.
that touchdown. He was stiff.
that six head was going like he was running straight up, but his head was trying to lean forward. So he's like, but like, and then he tucks it like really high, like just up here. And then by the time he's done with the 10, 15 yards, he's just gassed. You know, the sheriff needs a break. Yeah, even wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yep.
He literally could have walked in the end zone though.
He did. He was speed walking.
I thought that was his
Unbelievable.
max running capacity.
With the
running
hips
speed.
and everything. He's just go back and forth. Terrible runner. But yeah, no, Arch Manning, he's a different guy, and Ewer's like great player, but he can't run like that. He's not mobile like that. He can, you know, that's not to say that he can't, but he's not break away from everybody and make it look easy like Arch Manning did this last weekend. Like he doesn't have that. So that's a whole different element, a whole different aspect of the playbook that you can now open up. He can do everything. He can do everything Quinn Ewers did. Shaped like the number 2 pencil he was. Yep. That shit got bigger as he got older too. He was storing that knowledge. That Brainiac was in full fucking force with Peyton Manning.
Stop it!
You see, seriously, look at the pictures from him at Tennessee, and then look at the pictures of him now. That shit grew.
I know, but damn it!
You all watched it.
Grown ass Jimmy Neutron. That's what he was. The sheriff, Jimmy Neutron, became the sheriff and started to play football.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, look at it. I swear to God, look, people, like, you think I'm kidding with you. Like, look at his head compared to when he was at Tennessee, when he was first getting into the league, to when he left Denver. The size of that forehead, the hairline didn't even fall back either. It just kept going with it. Just like it wasn't even like a fallback. It was just straight up. He had a top fade, just his skull. Like, you can get a little bit off the top just to flatten it out.
Yeah.
But that is a bean head if I've ever seen him. Archie ran like he's okay. That
Oos is going in. Oos is going. Just like to take this time to tell you that on Thursday, folks, Appalachian State will take on South Alabama. Then Friday, Stanford takes on Syracuse at the Carrier Dome. Illinois and Nebraska, 2 3-0 teams, ranked 24 and 22 respectively. That should be a good game. You can catch that on Fox. And now he's gone Lou Rawls, talking about you'll never find a hairline like mine.
Blum,
And
blum,
then
blum.
personal interest for JP, the Spartans of San Jose State heading to the Palouse to take on Washington State on Friday on the CW Network. A couple of 3-0 teams going at it in the Palouse on Friday.
Going to be an interesting matchup, that one.
Yeah.
Spartans don't have
indeed.
necessarily the greatest record against Washington State, but even so, things should still be. San Jose State's wanting to, it seems like, prove a point on why they also should have possibly been included in the Pac-12 move.
Which is now currently the Pac-2, which is now going to turn into the Pac-6 in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
But
I guess
nonetheless, you are watching the early morning edition. Yeah, they might as well. But you are watching the midnight Bizzarro World edition of the Mizzle and Jump Show. We are pleased and thrilled to be joined by our good buddy from the All Pro Jaffos, Mr. JP Josh Perneda, which, of course, if you haven't watched the Jaffos episode, their current episode is up on the Perneda Brothers production channel right now, which myself, yes, I said the Pac-6. Right now it's the Pac-6. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and and San Diego State are the 4 teams from the Mountain West that will join the Beavers and the Cougars and will make it the Pac-6 as it stands right now.
They might as well just take everybody in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Because who else did they have left? They have San Jose State. They have
UNLV,
Air Force,
Nevada,
UNLV,
Air Force,
Nevada,
Wyoming, and Hawaii for football.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They can probably take San Jose
But again,
State,
shout out to
Wyoming, UNLV, and Nevada.
Go fight.
Go back to the Pac-10.
Oh, you also got
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
I mean, if they're trying to get back to that Pac-12 without having to re-fucking brand.
They're going to have to do it regardless.
But if you add those teams, that's
But
not
there is
really
the
going to
possibility.
incentivize USC or UCLA to come back, or even Stanford.
Well, Stanford and Cal might be the ones to come back if they're not pleased with what's going on in the Atlantic Coast Conference, but that'll be another day for another time, as Ooh said, it's going to happen regardless. But, folks, it really is nap time for the three of us because it is, well, technically, if we were in the East Coast, it really would be 5 o'clock some damn where because it is 5 o'clock some damn where in the East Coast. But I'd like to thank TY and Oos for chiming in with us on the happy hour here on this early edition of the Mizzle Dove Show. And definitely like to thank our good buddy, the one and the only from the All Pro Jaffos, Josh Pernita, for chiming in. And I love the Wade Wilson drawing in the back.
Yeah.
Which is always a very, very good thing to see.
That's a win.
Because it is all indeed about maximum effort. But nonetheless, enjoy. Well, like I said, I don't know why. I really don't know why the football gods dislike us, but for whatever reason, we have to deal with 2 consecutive weeks of Kirk Cousins in prime time. God be with us all.
We just got hated on with that one.
Wow.
Yes, we get a double dose of Kirk. A double dose of Kirk Cousins here to
just look at it. We're getting it out the way.
True, but it also but next week it involves the Swifties.
I'll be at work, so I won't be watching the game unless it's in the patient's room.
I'll find something
to do. Well, there you have it, folks. Well, I do know this. I'd rather watch Tulsa King than watch 2 weeks of Kirk Cousins.
I watch Tiger King.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, folks, thank you for hanging out with us on this early morning edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. Again, special thanks to our good buddy and pal with the cat on the top next to JP in the cat tree.
Yes.
Our good buddy Josh Pernita of the All Pro Jaffos. Again, subscribe to the Pernita Brothers Production YouTube channel, as it is the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. The All Pro Jaffos. Please like, subscribe, and share. For all of you hanging out with us on the Mizzle Dub Show, number 245, thank you for chiming in, and we will possibly do a Monday Night Football recap. We don't know, but
it could happen.
For JP, for Mizzle, or Mizzle A Smith, I'm the Blaxican, saying good night, and we will see you on the next episode because it is 12 o'clock somewhere, and enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight.
Yes.
What else will happen on the flagship? We'll soon find out. But with that said, good night, good morning, take care of yourself and each other, and yeet.
Oh, definitely yeet, as Zordok-san takes us out.
Super dope beat maker.
I mean,
thank you to TY and Oos for chiming in with us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
And our 158 subscribers. We appreciate you too.
158 subscribers, man. We can gas. All right, kiddo, take us out.